Good evening. My name is Taryn Pereira, the Associate Director at AUS. We will begin the graduation ceremony shortly, so please find a seat. Our class of 2022 will be entering the venue escorted by our student marshals from our junior class, Chadi Dakhir and Lulwal Salem. Just a few housekeeping items. If you have your cell phone, please do us the honor of silencing it. Please note that we do have professional photographers here with us, so to catch that special picture, you will not have to stand up and accidentally block someone's perspective. We're also streaming this event, so welcome to those who are watching online. This event is also being recorded, and you'll have the opportunity to watch it once it's posted on our website. The processional will start soon, and we ask that you remain seated as our graduates enter. We will now turn things over to our student marshals. Thank you for coming this evening.
Please rise for the national anthem.
وطني الكويت سلمت للمجد وعلى جبينك طالع السعد وطني الكويت سلمت للمجد وعلى جبينك طالع السعد وطني الكويت وطني الكويت وطني الكويت سلمت للمجد
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا فتحنا لك فتحا مبينا ليغفر لك الله ما تقدم من ذنبك وما تأخر ويتم نعمته عليك ويهديك صراطا مستقيما وينصرك الله نصرا عزيزا هو الذي أنزل السكينة في قلوب المؤمنين ليزدادوا إيمانا مع إيمانهم ولله جنود السماوات والأرض وكان الله عليما حكيما ليدخل المؤمنين والمؤمنات جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها ويكفر عنهم سيئاتهم وكان ذلك عند الله فوزا عظيما صدق الله العظيم.
We'll now call to the podium Sheikha Al-Haya and Mohammed Al-Mutari to give our welcome.
Good evening, I'm Sheikh Al-Haya and this is Mohammed Al-Mutari and we're the senior class representatives.
On behalf of the class of 2022, we would like to welcome you to the American United School graduation. We would like to extend a special welcome to our founders, special guests, and our distinguished guest speakers. We also welcome and thank all our parents and family members who have supported us and come to celebrate the special occasions with us. This is the time to relax and embrace this beautiful moment.
We will be privileged to hear from our administrators, students, and guests. You just heard the Quran recitation from Ali Al-Kandari. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Ms. Lamika Asteen, our Assistant Principal, and Mr. Eric Chikas, our Dean of Students, who will be introducing our student program participants.
Greetings, class of 2022, parents, family, and friends. I am Ms. Lamika Asteen, the High School Assistant Principal.
And I'm Eric Chikas, the High School Dean of Students.
It is our absolute pleasure to introduce to you the student program participants for this evening. We'll first hear from Jude Nasser, who will be performing a song, Slipping Through My Fingers, accompanied by Mr. Kostin Tescu. She will be followed by our salutatorian. Salutatorian is an 1841 American English word from the word salutary, meaning of the nature of salutation. The honor of salutatorian goes to a student that has the second highest cumulative GPA in their graduating class and has been a student at AUS for 8 consecutive semesters. Our salutatorian this year with a cumulative GPA of 4.11 is Ahmed Amera.
The salutatorian will be followed by Fathia Jafar, who will be reading the poem If by Rudyard Kipling. She will be followed by our valedictorian. A valedictorian is an academic title typically conferred in the United States upon the highest ranked student among those being graduated from an educational institution. The origin of the word valedictorian is the Latin valedicere, which means bid farewell. In order to be valedictorian at AUS, a student must have the highest cumulative GPA of their graduating class and has attended AUS for 8 consecutive semesters. I'm honored to announce Sadan Marafi, who earned a cumulative GPA of 4.14 as this year's valedictorian. Congratulations, Sadan.
The valedictorian will be followed by Farah Al-Farah, who will be reading the poem on self-knowledge by Khalil Gibran. We'd also like to recognize our seniors who have challenged themselves to meet our honors and distinguished requirements. In order to graduate with honors, a student must complete 6 accelerated courses throughout their 4 years of high school and 8 accelerated courses to be honored with a distinguished diploma. This year, we are recognizing Faisal Al-Jami, Rabab Al-Hers, Ali Al-Kandari, Mohammed Al-Mutari, Khalid Al-Nizi, Ahmed Al-Shabiki, Syed Asmali, and Isa Hayat, who are graduating with honors, and Rayan Al-Tiki, Zaina Al-Darafi, Alia Al-Obaid, Salam Bagneed, Malak bin Haider, Ahmed Amira, Sadan Marafi, and Yasmin Zahan, who are graduating with distinction. All of these accomplished students show how hard work transforms into success. They are the true scholars in every sense of the word. Congratulations.
We speak on behalf of our teachers, all of our teachers and staff at our AUS, when we say that all these outstanding individuals have been a source of positive leadership at our school as well.
Following our student program participants, Alia Al-Ubaid, our student council president, will introduce our guest speaker. We will now welcome Jude Nasser to the stage for her vocal performance of Slipping Through My Fingers, accompanied by Kostin Tescu.
School bag in hand, she leaves home in the early morning, waving goodbye with an absent-minded smile. I watch her go with a surge of that well-known sadness, and I have to sit down for a while. The feeling that I'm losing her forever, and without really entering her world. I'm glad whenever I can share her laughter, that funny little girl. Slipping through my fingers all the time, I try to capture every minute. The feeling in it, slipping through my fingers all the time. Do I really see what's in her mind? Each time I think I'm close to knowing, she keeps on growing, slipping through my fingers all the time. Sleep in our eyes, her and me at the breakfast table. Barely awake, I let precious time go by. Then when she's gone, there's that odd melancholy feeling and a sense of guilt I can't deny. What happened to those wonderful adventures? The places I had planned for us to go. Well, some of it we did, but most we didn't. And why, I just don't know. Slipping through my fingers all the time, I try to capture every minute. The feeling in it, slipping through my fingers all the time. Do I really see what's in her mind? Each time I think I'm close to knowing, she keeps on growing, slipping through my fingers all the time. Sometimes I wish that I could freeze the picture and save it from the funny tricks of time slipping through my fingers, slipping through my fingers all the time. I try to capture every minute, the feeling in it, slipping through my fingers all the time. She leaves home in the early morning, waving goodbye with an absent-minded smile.
I will now like to call Ahmed Amira for the salutatory address.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Parents, teachers, relatives, friends, and the senior class of 2022. It's an honor for me to be here today as the salutatorian for this year's senior class. This is not an easy task for me, but what makes me so excited and eager to speak today is to testify that it's all because of my parents' death threats. My mother's way of saying, "You're getting that boomerang today, little boy." For you who don't know, a boomerang is an Egyptian slipper that finds a way to always scar you for life. Of course, she does not say little boy, but I'm trying to keep it PG over here before Miss Esteen throws me off the stage. My father's way of saying, "I will refresh your brain," using the broomstick. Doctors might say if you get hit hard enough, it could cause nerve damage to the brain. But at my house, it's served like using the refresh button on Google Chrome when it's frozen. It fixes everything. But in all seriousness, before I address my class, I want to thank my parents for all the sacrifices they made for me and my sister to ensure a bright future. Thank you. From the sleepless nights my father spent on a chair just to check on me in the hospital, I'll get to that in just a moment, to the way he inspires me with his hard work, stories, and how he was a self-made man that defied all the odds. To my mother's efforts in waking me up in the middle of the night just to check that I didn't fall asleep while studying for an important test the following day. And even for putting up with my ludicrous food consumptions. I could not wish for better parents. Class of 22 and esteemed guests, an important quote I read from Alfred North Whitehead states, "No one who achieves success does so without the help of others." Today, I want to express my gratitude to some of the most amazing human beings you can encounter. Without them, I wouldn't be standing here today. Miss Asma Higazi, thank you for all the help you gave me. You welcomed me with open arms, and I will never forget the day you awarded me with the Student of the Month award, even though I had very limited English skills. In fact, Arabic and Islamic were the only two classes where I could actually understand what my teachers were saying. I was what Coach Johnson would say, a crying mess. Get it, Coach? Speaking of Coach, thank you for all the time and words of encouragement you gave me. Miss Clemens, wherever you're listening from, know that you've been there for me and my mom. At a time where all she wanted from me was to succeed, and you made her believe I will. Ms. Drake is one of the kindest human beings you'll ever encounter. You've improved me not just as a student, but also as a person. You finally made me realize that failure is not an enemy. You finally made me realize that learning is way more important than my grades. You made me realize that improving myself in general was way more important than anything. I speak for the rest of the class when I say, you're an amazing person to look up to and a role model to learn from. Oh yeah, also thank you for finally teaching me how to paraphrase. It was about time, let's be honest. And probably one of the most genuine people I've known, Ms. Tawil. I could honestly speak for days non-stop about the help you provided everyone graduating here today. I mean, I genuinely lived rent-free in your office. To me, you're not just my mentor, you're a friend, a mother figure, and the most amazing person I can ever meet. A special thanks to Mr. Winiger for not only being there since the start of my journey at AUS, but also as the most caring scoutmaster I've ever seen. And remember, be brave, don't be stupid. To my friends, since the day we met, we always had a strong and wonderful connection between us. You're my best friends, and I really treasure our friendship bond. Thank you for touching my life in ways you may never understand. Thanks to all the teachers I couldn't mention by name, because you've all been there for us, supporting us during the most difficult times, especially during the pandemic. To my grandparents, I love you with all my heart. Thank you for your support and encouragement and patience with me. I remember reading a quote from Andrew Sinclair's 1964 novel, The Raker. If you live each day as if it was your last, then someday you'll most certainly be right. On October 29th, 2021, I finally learned what the quote really meant. You see, I was involved in a very bad car accident last year while training for a cycling tournament. I was hit by a car. Before I knew it, I looked death in the eye. I found everything falls away in the face of death. Fear, failure, expectations, upsets, highs and lows no longer matter. After nearly dying, I finally allowed myself to really live. Remembering that helped me take action when faced with tough decisions. Things that were risky but have worked out perfectly and just at the right time. I know no one wants to think about death every time they make an important decision, but there is a very important message here. Especially to you, my classmates. And that is, do not waste your time living someone else's life. Your time is too limited. Do not be bound by the outcome of other people's ideas. Do not allow the noise of their ideas to block out your own, because if you let people's perception of you dictate your behavior, you'll never grow as a person. But if you leave yourself open to experience despite what others think, then you'll learn and grow. You'll have courage to follow your instincts and your heart. It's never too late to follow a passion. It's never too late to start over again. What matters is not the failure, because failure is inevitable. But what matters is how you get back up and rescue it. The real question is not, should you remain where you are? The real question is, what will you do with the life you've been given? Your only question is what you want to do next. I love numbers, and I'm going to share a few with you. You know, 1 in 8 million, the odds of you winning the lottery and you still buy a ticket. 1 in 3.7 million, the odds of you being in a plane crash, but we still board the flight. 1 in 4,000, the odds of you being in a car crash, but we still drive. 1 in 400 trillion, the odds of you actually existing, and yet you still might question whether your life is worth living, or whether you're good enough for people, and you continue to sit there and make things that make you unhappy and overthink. Well, it's time to rethink the way you live your life. It's time to start living, because being born is an absolute blessing from Allah Azza wa Jal. And it's time to take advantage of the limited time we have here on earth. Allah give me a second chance, and my duty is to forge my path in life, because making my own way will make my parents proud. It will ensure my time on earth does not go to waste. Seniors, I don't know what your future holds, but if you're willing to take the harder way, the more complicated one, the one with more failures than successes, the one that has more meaning, then trust me, you'll live a life worth living, and there's nothing in this world that will stop you. Set an example and serve Allah, the most merciful and forgiving. Congratulations to all of you for your outstanding achievements, and never lose your drive to accomplish your goals. I bid you farewell and thank you very much.
Thank you, Ahmed. Now it's my pleasure to call up to the stage Fathia Jafar, who will be reciting the poem If by Rudyard Kipling. Sorry. Fathia.
If by Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies. Or being hated, don't make way for hating. And yet, don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to, broken, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose, and start from your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you but the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends could hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much. If you can fix the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
And now for the valedictorian address, please welcome Sadan Marafi.
Parents, faculty, and graduates, I am proud and honored to welcome you to our high school graduation ceremony. Our high school experience has surely been quite the journey, and an interesting one at that. Time flies. It feels as if just yesterday we were standing here before you, leaving elementary school and going into middle school. Life is coming at us full speed. The next chapter of our lives lies ahead of us, and I must admit, it seems to be quite daunting. For the first time, many of us are going to be all alone. Most of us have been here for most, if not all, of high school, and some of us have been here even longer than that. We are leaving the safe haven that we call school, and we are being thrown into the real world. Reflecting on the past 4 years, I am confident that we are prepared to face whatever obstacles we may encounter. Let us also remember that graduation ceremonies are called commencements, meaning that it is the beginning of a new chapter. University is quite the road ahead. I am sure many of us are worried about what's to come, apprehensive even. You should know, though, that it shouldn't be much of a problem, because we will always have each other and we will get through it together. For we have created lifelong friendships that we will take with us when we go our separate ways. The journey ahead might not be easy, and we will stumble at times. However, what's important is that we get back up and keep working hard towards fulfilling our aspirations and to achieve our goals and make our dreams come true. As a class, we've never cracked under pressure, only come back stronger. We have lived through some quite tumultuous times, having our sophomore year cut short by COVID and having to adapt to a whole new way of life. Doing online school and going over a year without stepping foot on campus. Even coming back was hard, but we got through it together. We were there for each other when we had to figure out online school. We had to figure out how we take exams online, and we dealt with the frightening reality that was this pandemic and the world going into lockdown. We must be grateful for the good and the bad both, for without these bad times, we wouldn't have learned to never give up and appreciate the good times. However, these past years have not always been filled with success. For to succeed, we had to fail at times. We have grown from both our successes and our failures, and we should be proud of everything that we have accomplished, whether we see it as good or bad, because that is what makes us who we are, and that is what we should remember. Last but not least, I want to thank all the teachers, staff, administrators, and all the parents for this wonderful experience. Without you guiding us and all your support, we wouldn't be where we are today. Mom, Dad, I would like to extend a special thanks to both of you especially, as there is no way that I'd be in this position today without all your love and support. Mom, for every time you woke me up early to study and fell asleep waiting for me to finish, and for never missing a single event, regardless of how tired or busy you were, and for being there every morning dropping me off at school for the last 15 years. Dad, for constantly reminding me that I was capable of anything, despite the numerous times that I wanted to give in to doubt. I want to thank all my classmates as well for making these last couple of years one of the most memorable and rewarding experiences in my life so far. I'm sure many of us won't be quick to forget Senior Ditch Day or the chaos that was our last day at school. These last couple of years have taught us a lot. We have learned life lessons that we will forever cherish and remember. So let's make this the beginning of something great, the beginning of our future. And let's make these the most memorable years of our lives. As Victor Hugo once said, there is nothing like a memory to mark the past and a dream to create the future. We should keep our good memories fresh and dreams shape up our future. Thank you.
Now, to recite the poem on self-knowledge by Khalil Gibran, it's my pleasure to welcome to this podium Farah Al-Farah.
On Self-Knowledge, a poem by Khalil Gibran. And a man said, "Speak to us of self-knowledge." And he answered, saying, "Your hearts know in silence the secrets of the days and the nights, but your ears thirst for the sound of your heart's knowledge. You would know in words that which you have always known in thought. You would touch with your fingers the naked body of your dreams. And it is well you should. The hidden wellspring of your soul must need rise and run murmuring to the sea, and the treasure of your infinite depths would be revealed to your eyes. But let there be no scales to weigh your unknown treasure, and seek not the depths of your knowledge with staff or sounding line, for self is a sea boundless and measureless. Say not, I have found the truth, but rather I have found a truth. Say not, I have found the path of the soul. Say rather, I have met the soul walking upon my path, for the soul walks upon all paths. The soul walks not upon a line, neither does it grow like a reed. The soul unfolds itself like a lotus with countless petals. Thank you.
I will now like to welcome to the stage Alia Al-Obaid to introduce our guest speaker.
Good evening. I'm Alia Al-Obaid. This year's Student Council President, and the first student here at AUS almost 10 years ago. It's crazy to think. I can recall the random day in 2012 when previous director Dr. Beckwith sat with my mother and I to discuss the blueprint of the new American United School of Kuwait. Now here we all are graduating. Our guest speaker has been a part of the AUS community since the beginning, through being the president of the Parent-Teacher-Student Association, senior class parent representative, a member of the accreditation board, and in several other ways as well. However, her greatest accomplishment of all, of course, is being my mother. The strongest woman I know and the most supportive person in my life. Now it is my distinguished honor to introduce our guest speaker, my mom, Miss Kathy Al-Obaid.
Thank you, Alia, AUS Student Council President. It is an honor to be here tonight. I would like to thank in honor of Sheikh Adana Nasser El Sabah, the most visionary woman I know, and Michelle Ali, for this amazing opportunity, and it is indeed an honor. to the Director of AUS, Mr. Winiger, and to the AUS faculty, staff, the amazing teachers, and the entire AUS community, which is amazing community, I can say. I would like to thank you for the immensely exceptional job and support that you have given to us, the parents, and to the students. And because of that, they are now global citizens. To our distinguished but proud parents, I am proud to celebrate with you tonight, to whom you have to understand the amazing accomplishments that your kids have done. I am thankful to you for all of the support, and they have done it. Let's give the parents a hand. So, to my lovely, distinguished AUS class of 2022, I am elated for this opportunity to conduct your commencement address. Tonight is about you. A new door to life is awaiting you, a new journey with new opportunities as young adults. And with this comes independence, decisions, difficulties, determination, endurance, and excitement. As you leave this amazing community, AUS community, and venture out into your next journey in life, there will be a vast number of options available and opportunities to you. Take every opportunity available to you to grow. Learn more about yourself. Participate in research in your universities. Volunteer professionally in your college. Get involved socially in organizations for a cause that you are passionate about. Take the next steps of your life confidently, compassionately, but cautiously. I want to talk to you about change and opportunity. As you know, change is inevitable. Therefore, look forward to change, especially if it's unexpected. Find out what that change is teaching you. If it's the first attempt or failure. Learned experiences lead you to lessons learned. Failure usually is 10% of your experience, and the success is 90% of what you do with the failure. So failure is a process. A failure is a process after a process towards success. So setbacks are comebacks. Take on change as a challenge and an opportunity. Note to self, nobody is like you. What you have to offer is like no other, even if you're doing the same thing as others are doing. Do more of you. We say, do you. And whatever you do, add more of yourself to it. Grow yourself to the best of yourself. Know your purpose and who you are, and why are you here. Now, as global citizens, you guys are bad. Make sure that you're environmentally responsible. There are too many implications and global challenges at hand. I've spent many years coming to you and talking to you about the environment. At AUS, you've practiced environmental responsibility. You've recycled, and you've worked on global impact projects. Continue that journey. You will start your own digital footprint and carbon footprint as you make choices in the future. Future jobs, majors, services, and many changes will evolve. Make the best of your learning experiences. Learn and have an open mind about the future in technology, digital transformation, and how you can contribute and bring back to Kuwait. Because you are the next generation. Kuwait is waiting for you. There are 21st century transparencies, implications of technology, web technology and economics, a new culture in every industry that you will pursue. Therefore, it doesn't matter tonight if you have not decided about what you're going to major in, because almost every major, medicine, science, technology, education, there is a new transparencies of technology. For technologists, it's a driving force behind the next generation of the internet. It's a tool for radically reshaping society. The economy is taking us into a more decentralized world. For example, in Stanford University, medical doctors are now using technology without being in the room for an operation. Operations are being conducted with doctors being in Africa and in America. In the University of California, Irvine, robots are being used to deliver meals to students. One of my favorite music artists, you can purchase her CDs on NFTs. And even Talabat Kuwait, you can buy your meals with the token with the crypto. So we have to have an open mind. We need to learn as much as we can so that we can bring back the technology, we can bring back all of the advanced services to our home. Service. I believe that I've been given this privilege and opportunity to send you off with encouraging words because of service to you at AUS. You learn about service as a part of your curriculum as global citizens. You have had an opportunity to excel and to extend yourselves by serving. I don't know any school in Kuwait who does that. Service is one of your biggest keys to success. Serve at your best capacity. We learn who we are and what we are compassionate about by serving. Embrace the opportunity to serve, increasing your skills and attributes. Martin Luther King said, "Not everybody can be famous," but now with the internet and TikTok, it happens. But everybody can't be great, because greatness is determined by service. Every single one of you, every single one of you will be great. Do you. The energy of your intention leads to success, and greatness will follow. Integrity. I want you to leave here as you venture out into the various universities Have integrity in everything that you do. Always be honest with yourself, trustworthy, and base all of your decisions on that, because you will have to make decisions and choices. It takes integrity to be great. I want you to understand that having integrity will align you with yourself, your gifts, your talents, and your beliefs. Stay true to yourself. Endurance, but endurance with patience. Have a balance. Success is a process after a process, after a process. So what is the next right move for you? After the next right move, you already have the competence and the confidence. So Oprah says that you find the highest, truest value, the highest, truest expression of yourself. And do this according to your plan. What you believe about yourself can never be defined by a glass ceiling. Finding out and knowing what you want to do is great, but find out why you want to do it. And finally, last but not least, mental health. Last but not least, mental health is the new wealth. Take care of your mental health. When life's challenges bring on additional stress, remember to take a little time for self. Rest, relax, exercise, and always pray. I would like to leave you, class of 2022, with a very small poem about your time. I want you to listen to it very carefully. It is actually about life's transition. We don't have time to be weary in our well-doings. Therefore, whenever we are tempted to fall asleep to our lullabies and our entitlements, I want you to remember the words of Dr. Benjamin Elijah Moses. He says, "We only have but a minute, just 60 seconds in it, forced upon us. We didn't choose it, we didn't seek it, can't refuse it. So it's up to us to use it. We must give an account if we abuse it. For it's only just a minute. But since it's God's minute, there's eternity in it. Let's go and be great, class of 2022. I'm very proud of you, and I'm honored.
Thank you, Ms. El Abeid, for your inspiring and wise words. Now we'll call up Noufal Marzouk, who will give a special presentation.
Thank you for your words today. To show our appreciation, the class of 2022 have asked our school director, Mr. Michael Winiger, for permission to present to you an honorary diploma from AUS.
Good evening. Almost 1 year ago, around June 1st, 2021, American United School of Kuwait was visited by the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Health for the purpose of inspecting our school to return to in-person learning. Our plan was to do whatever was necessary to return our students back to campus, to get them back in touch with their teachers, and to be back with each other. They said, stickers on the floor? Yes, we can do that. 2-meter separation? Yes, we can do that. Restrict water fountain access? What else? We can do that too. No activities? Okay, keep coming. No cafeteria use? Yes, we can work around that. Temperature checks, isolation rooms, stay home if you don't feel well. Done. My oldest son, some of you may remember him, Ryan was a graduate of AUS in 2020. He was a COVID lockdown graduate. He graduated in our dining room. We captured that 20 seconds on an iPhone. It took longer to get dressed than it did to shoot the video. Last year's seniors graduated in separation. Honestly, it was so much better than the COVID year. But it was still one small set of family members. In isolation, we had to whisk them in and we had to whisk them out and do it all again for each and every graduate. Still a very important event. 580. Think about that number. It had been 580 days of school without students in the building. Our goal was to maximize the opportunity of in-person learning. We were not going to put our kids into groups. We were not going to have alternating A day, B day. We weren't going to go to school one day and then don't go to school the next. We weren't going to have some kids come in the morning, some kids come at night. AUS made it our mission. And our mission was to have school every single day, in person, for everyone. This was only possible because of you. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, teachers. Thank you, staff. Thank you, founders. But most importantly, thank you, class of 2022. This graduation is our first graduation together in 1,092 days. Let that sink in. 1,092 days. That's crazy. Another way to think about that, that's 4 days shy of 3 years. We have not had an in-person graduation in 3 years. We, all of us, every one of you, we made a promise. And we, every one of us, delivered. So, class of 2022, congratulations, we get to graduate together. Now, it's my honor to introduce Mr. Michael Elston. He is the secondary principal here at American United School, and he will confer the certificates of completion for our seniors. Mr. Elston.
Good evening. What an honor and a privilege it is to be able to serve as a secondary principal at the American United School of Kuwait. Class of 2022, though our time together has been short, it has been memorable. You, the class of 2022, have shown resilience, kindness, and patience as we navigated our way through this past year. We will always remember you for this. You have risen up to meet the challenges that have come your way. You have embraced academic growth. You are inspired learners who understand what it means to be a responsible global citizen. You know that learning can happen anytime, anywhere. You have served others while embracing our diverse community. You, the wonderful class of 2022, are ready. By the power invested in me as principal of the American United School of Kuwait, I confirm that these 54 students have successfully completed all requirements of AUS as well as the Kuwait Ministry of Education, and therefore confer their diplomas. Mr. Al Abdullah and Mrs. Al Ghazawi, please begin the roll call.
حمد مشعل عبد الكريم، جودي أسعد العبد الله، فيصل فهد سالم العجمي, graduating with honors. نور ناصر فهد العجمي، يعقوب بدر العسيري، ريان محمد العتيجي, graduating with distinguished diploma. ورود صلاح العازمي, يوسف عهد البدر, نورة فالح البوص, خالد محمد مبارك الدبوس, دعيج فهد فاضل الدبوس, زينة علي أحمد الظفيري, graduating with distinguished diploma. نورة محمد غالب الفضلي, فرح أحمد الفرح, عبد الوهاب طارق الفليج. رند سالم الحساوي. رباب فاضل الحرز graduating with honors. شيخة وليد الحويل. لورا عادل الجسام. علي أحمد الكندري graduating with honors. زيد خالد مشار الخالد. نوف عبد الوهاب المرزوق. شهد يوسف المسكتي. لجين محمد المعتوق. ناصر عبد الكريم المجيم. محمد أحمد صاهود المطيري graduating with honors.
ثراء فراس العون. عالية نواف العبيد graduating with distinguished diploma. تالا خالد العوم. خالد صالح العنيزي graduating with honors. ريماس بندر العتيبي. مشاري محمد صالح العويصي. يوسف عبد الله القصيمي. العنود عبد الله سالم الصباح. فاطمة ركان نايف الصباح. يوسف مبارك علي الصباح. أحمد بدر الشبيكي, graduating with distinguished diploma. سارة فيصل الشعيب. شيخة عبد الله اللحية. سالم محسن باجنيد, graduating with distinguished diploma. ملاك حسن بن حيدر, graduating with distinguished diploma. أحمد محمد عميرة, graduating with distinguished diploma, class salutatorian. سيد هاشم سيد إبراهيم إسماعيلي, graduating with honors. الياس أيمن حداد. عيسى محمد حياة, graduating with honors. عبد العزيز محمد جعفر. فتحية محمد جعفر. سدن بدر معرفي, graduating with distinguished diploma, class valedictorian. عبد الرحمن حمد معروف. جود عبد الله ناصر. عمر علاء صايم الدهر. جود محمد سيار. يافت جيديان تكليت جورجس. Yasmin Shadi Zahran, graduating with Distinguished Diploma.
At this time, I will invite our junior marshals, Chadi Dagar and Lulwa Al-Salam, for the tassel ceremony. Class of 2022, one last time together, please rise. Now, with your right hand, move your tassels from the left to the right. On behalf of the American United School of Kuwait, congratulations, class of 2022.